Hey there, welcome to the podcast of Sassy Kolandi Season 2. This podcast is going to deal about the most different governance in the Indian prehistory, that's known as the mythology. Generally, we see many history as well as in the prehistory, India was ruled by the kings, which is the monarchy system. Generally, the monarchy system is what the people think of India is ruled by the father's son, the father's grandson, the son's son, the son's son. That's how the kingdom revolves around in the Indian subcontinent until the British rule came into the picture. But there were some of the different governance that has been explained in the Indian prehistory. The Indian prehistory Mahabharata gives the reference to the Krishna's kingdom, the Yadavas. The Yadava kingdom is one of the most predominant kingdom in Mahabharata. The Yadavas fought on both the sides. That means in Pandava side there are Yadavas, as well as in Kaurava side there were Yadavas. One of the most powerful and predominant kingdom in the Mahabharata is Yadavas. They were even more stronger than the kingdom of Kuru, which was ruled by the Kauravas, and it was succeeded by the Pandavas. If you think Lord Krishna is the supreme leader of the entire Yadava race, you are wrong. Is it shocking? Yes, it is. Why? Because the Yadavas are being existing from the period of before Ramayana. The king Kartaviraya Arjuna, who's known as the Sahasra Arjuna, the man with 1,000 fists, who have been decapitated by Parasurama because of his ego and his wrongdoings against Brahmanas, is also an Yadava. There were many references in Ramayana about Yaduvanshis, and Mahabharata gives a detailed description about them. The Yaduvanshis have been even more described well in Bhagavata Purana. There are many side chains in Yadava dynasty. Krishna, Balrama, Shishupala, Dandavakra, they belong to a same family. But there were some different Yadava families like Satyaki, Kritavarma, Kritavirya, Kritasroma. Like that, there were many different families in Yadava dynasties. This dynasty had followed a different way of empire. There were many kings in Yadava dynasty. They had an equivalent importance. They had like prime minister or administrator. Krishna acted as a prime minister for entire Yadava race. He was not a king. He was not a Chakravarti like that. Why? Because if you say a Chakravarti, he should be very elder to some. Yadava kingdom is one of the largest kingdom in the entire Mahabharata, as well as in the Ramayana. It is one of the oldest as well as the longest empire, largest and vast empire. So, what happens is, if you control a larger kingdom, there might be very small kings in the Yadavas. They will be in the same family itself. So, to avoid confrontation against them, Krishna had formulated the idea of having a republic empire. He had the entire kingdoms to exist continuously. He allowed the monarchy in some small area. He allowed the monarchy he converted the monarchy into a republic. How the, like, what do you say? The MLAs, how are the MLAs are being? For example, if you take Karunanidhi, his son Stalin, they are being successing in their parties, right? Similarly, the Yadava had their own houses. They had their sub-classifications. For example, if you take Vasudeva, Vasudeva's house is some other area. His son Krishna will succeeding in his area. But Krishna became the supreme emperor after defeating one of the strongest Yadava, Kamsa, as well as the Yadava king Jarasandha. So he had successfully prevented the offense of the some other Yadava kings in his own family, internal quarrels, so that he became like a representative to the entire race. He had the control of the entire Yaduvanshi senas. And he also prevented the alien attacking from the north regions like Parthians as well as the Hunas. Thus, Krishna became one of the prominent figures in the Yaduvanshis. So, what he made is the system of republic. In republic, what is difference between democracy and republic? In democracy, people like to vote. In republic, their own party members will vote for their leader. Similarly, he made like a republic in his every chieftain. Why? Because Krishna was born to a king but raised by a chieftain. So he gave importance to the every chieftain, king, as well as the emperors of certain places. So after his unification, he was made like a prime minister or the representative of the entire race. So this different governance have been started at the time of Mahabharata itself. Not an entire monarchy as an kingdom of republic has been started at the time of the Mahabharata itself. The revolution against kings have not been there due to their good governance. That's why the elections like who selecting the representatives are being in effect in the time of Mahabharata itself. If you see in the entire Mahabharata concept, Krishna is not personified as a king or as a strong emperor. He is personified as a happy-go-lucky guy. He had his administrative skills. He had unified the entire Yadava race into a single one. He created his own republic way of governance. Due to that, the Yadavas were unified, and he had his own Narayani Sena, which is one of the most powerful ever army, which had fought at the side of Kauravas. But despite that, he also personified the importance of Dharma at the war, even though one of the strongest armies will fall if they are not at the side of the righteousness. That's what my entire podcast is. I would like to enforce that the monarchy was not in India continuously. There were some of the different governances that have been followed in India, like the Romans as well as the Greeks. Thank you for watching. Like this podcast and share to your friends. Jai Shri Krishna.